Hi everybody, it's your friend Star again. It's been a while. That's just how life rolls. But I'm back because I wanted to play some more Animal Crossing. The last time I played Animal Crossing was to restart my island and do a challenge. Surprise, surprise, I'm back to do the same thing again. This time, however, it has me hooked already, whereas the last one I was a little iffy on. This one is right up my alley. So, I've restarted my island. I'm joining in on Crossing Minutes No Nook challenge. That's probably not the name of it, but it's an anti-Nook situation. It's kind of like the anti-JoJo run on Stardew. So like in Stardew, you have the bad guys, and we want to run with the small businesses and keep the town afloat. And so instead of running with big corporate Nook, we're going to run with all the small business owners and none of the Nooks. So we're not even supporting Timmy and Tommy because they throw their money right back into Uncle Nook's pockets. So I've restarted my island. As you can see, I have a very cute little map with Faith and Frobert and me. And I am going to only build one bridge, which is part of the rules. We're only going to build the one bridge that he gives us for free to build. And so we're going to slap that bad boy somewhere there in the middle, probably right in line with the airport up to the pond that's there on its own here on Thriftabay. And we are not buying anything from the Nooks once we've gotten to a certain point. So once we've gotten our house to an actual house outside of a tent, then we stop giving Nook money. Once we have the museum built and a couple of other things done, we're just going to keep rolling with that. We are not going to be shopping at the Nooklings. We will be shopping at the Able Sisters. We will not be giving money to Nook for loans. We will be shopping through Harv's Island when we can get that opened up and giving all those wonderful little businesses some extra funding. Is that going to be tough? You betcha. Is it something I'm going to play for a while? Absolutely. So, here on Thriftabay, I'm going to do things slow. I will not be time traveling, even though that is available within the rule set. I am not comfortable time traveling with other people in the house's games on my system, especially when there are games where I could cause them issues. So, I do not time travel in the little bits. You will note that the time on the system may not match what, if you happen to see my personal screen time, shows, because it was set up that way originally and we're just not doing any further. It's so that I can play at different times of the day and not be stuck in the middle of the night. If you want to play along, join us over at Crossing Minutes channel. I'm going to link the rules down below, so you'll have a link to the challenge itself and to the information about it, and then you'll have my videos and Dan's videos and anyone else's who's joining along to play along with. Oh yes, Star's just as bad at catching snowflakes as she was previously. At this stage of the game, it's all branches. We all knew that was coming. We all knew. It's killing me that I know what I need for this, and I can't catch a snowflake. I can't dig a hole yet. 100% would love to dig a hole. I got apples to plant. I got stuff to do. Where'd that dragonfly go? I can catch a dragonfly, but I can't catch a snowflake. I've got snowflakes. I've got 20 of them in my house. I'm just really bad at it tonight. It's killing me that I know what I need for this, and I can't catch a snowflake. I can't dig a hole yet. 100% would love to dig a hole. I got apples to plant. I got stuff to do. Where'd that dragonfly go? I can catch a dragonfly, but I can't catch a snowflake. I've got snowflakes. I've got 20 of them in my house. I'm just really bad at it tonight. I'm gonna blame it on the delay. Seriously, though. See? Bam. Forget it. I don't need it. We'll make one more. I can't make anything else because my pockets are too full because I have tiny pockets. It's going to be a very rustic island because we're thrifty. Perfect. And our cute little entrance. We're already shaping up to be a cute little island. Already shaping up. Not even day 2. All the way. Well, technically it's day 2 of this island because you get the first day and then like you go to sleep. Anyway. Yeah, let's take out a loan. I don't plan on repaying it. But build me a house. Alright, so let's do our first choice. Well, we placed things, and that was tough because all of those things are now permanent. Part of the rules of this challenge is that you can't pay Nook anything. So, like, I'm not going to be able to pay him to move things later. So I'm stuck at the moment with this little section of the world as to where I can put things. And so I can only put things down in their home. As someone who loves to move and decorate, this is a struggle. But that's okay. That's why I'm enjoying it. After the first day, I decided I'd record the rest of this without my face camera. Maybe I'll put that back at the end. We'll see. But I needed to get a bunch of little things done. You know how the first days are. So we grabbed some miles and started off with things like the museum. We got the museum tent up and decided to go talk to Blathers. Then we built the things we needed, handed off as many things as we could, including bugs, because we love to make Blathers make a funny face. And then it was time to go gather as many things as we could out of the world with our new tools. Lots of fossils, and we got Gulliver. That was a pretty good start to the week. He's such a mess. Buried some bells, gathered more miles, and finished the museum requirements on day 1 of it being here. Filled out some more stuff in our hoard, chopped down plenty of trees, and planted a few. Then collected more and more fish and bugs. And it was time to finish up fossil gathering. after we got the museum off to a good start, when it was fully built, we gathered more miles. You see, those first few days, that first week especially, it's all about grinding. All the branches, all the bugs, all the fish. But we're still working towards that first goal. Let's get that KK concert, which at this point in the game, your user doesn't, your character doesn't know about. But we know how to swim now. So we gathered some sea creatures. And met the best otter, who laid some serious deals on us. We won't take any otter slander in this channel. We love Pascal. He's just such a cutie. Rock, ska, polka, it's all insecure. You don't have to name the genre in these song titles. We'll remember. Sometimes he throws things I don't always get, and sometimes it's like the best. Day after day, gathering more items, talking to villagers, fossil finding. We're gonna get there. Get in that bank. I don't always chop every tree every day, but I do always check every tree for the wasps. So then I don't have to worry about it the rest of the day. Now, that's if I'm going to be harvesting to do anything. So in the early game stages, yes, I shake every possible tree. Those guys make bank later down the road. We did some more swimming. Of course, we couldn't jump off the pier first because we hit the wrong buttons. I like to sneak up on them. We saw the otter again. Then we swam with him. Because it's always a neat little animation to me that he just like floats around the edge of the island barrier, and we never really see where he goes, where he comes from. And so I decided to follow him this time. At least as far as I could go. I wish we had that swim animation, because I totally would float around on my back. But there it goes. And back to grinding for more miles. Another day, another dollar. I love when my villagers run up to me. And here's our first reaction. Robert is like an adorable jock. I might be partial to the jocks. And the crankies. And now we get to learn about their little scheme, the plan. We're just going to speed run through this. And since we'll be collecting since day one, here we go. Now, I was trying to figure out where I was going to put these guys, and I finally decided I'm going to put them over here near cabin, near the pier, because I can make it look like an abandoned beach shack and never really have to do anything with it. I don't have to sequester it off. I can make it accessible for visitors if they really want to come see it, but I won't be using it. So I'm going to put it right here at this end. Well, close to right here. Yeah, that works. And now, to plant a distraction. So it looks even more obnoxiously overgrown and obviously not needed. And I chose this placement at luck, but it works out fantastically in the end. See? Now it's not so gross. It'll be even better in a minute. And Tom asks me to make things happen on the island without doing any work himself. So I make a bridge. And I don't hate this bridge. I know it's not often used, but I don't hate this bridge. And I'm lucky. I have a good spot, but I can actually put it at an angle, rather than having to have a straight bridge, which is fantastic considering I dislike straight bridges and I can't move it. So we got our cute little angled bridge, which is perfect for a rustic themed island. Now we placed our plots, shook some trees, built some stuff, and went on our first villager hunt. We had to learn about all the ins and outs of being a flyboy. I earned my jacket. On our first try, we got a gator. So we traveled again. Not that he's a bad guy, just not my fit. And we had an extra ticket, so why not? On the second roll, we got this cutie. So Sasha came home with us. I've never had Sasha before, and as a Overall, I'm totally down with this kid. So we did all the things, set up all the decorations, and considered how many tickets it might take us to find somebody fun for the second house. I like to go ahead and decorate it a little bit like I'm going to be setting it up, especially since these are in their permanent locations. So Sasha's going to be our farmer. Orchard farmer, anyway. I may have someone else be another type of farmer. We shall see. And we went to the shop just to trigger what we needed. We bought a slingshot because it's the only thing we really needed to. Well, we bought the slingshot recipe, not a slingshot. And then Red showed up. And Red had some seriously good choices for our first round of art picks. This was tough. In the end, I went with the one I had not seen very often in my previous runs of this game. In fact, I don't even have it on my OG island yet. Considering I don't time travel, this is not surprising to me. Went back to hunting, and I found a cutie that I really should have grabbed that first time, and then I found somebody I already had, and then I ran into Fauna. So guess who I took home? Chopped some more trees, planted my plots, and then messed myself up. Because I forgot to do it in the right order. So I got somebody I'd never gotten before on another house. Then Sahara showed up. And Harv. It was the busy season, and I was excited for it. I felt like the game knew I was running the No Nook challenge and that I needed to get as many things done early as possible. And so I was pushing through events, and it was great. And I'm not time traveling at all. Harv is so cute too. I love his laid-back hippie style. Then we met Tammy, and then we captured some more stuff, and Mabel came by. And then Tom Nook congratulated himself on building another building, and we discussed getting KK here, and I threw him for a loop. And then I tossed my delightfully redesigned section of art that the game gives you up as a flag. And Isabel loved it, which really says something about her working for Tom. I'm not sure if she needs this or if she's just doing it for fun. I'm still not sure I trust Isabel, but the No Nook flag is up, which is great. I had to decide exactly where I was going to put the rest of the villager houses. For the villagers I was going to need to get to that next star level to complete the KK concert. So I played around with some different ideas, but this one stuck out the most. I want to make sure there's a good path to the secret beach, because I'm only terraforming a certain amount, especially since I can't do ramps. The plan is to make some little jumping spots and to have a path to some vines. That does mean I have to get some vines, but Cap'n Islands will provide those if I have to. My goal is to try to give each of these villagers a job and to set things up. So Tammy's house down there on the corner by the beach, the opposite corner of the shop, is going to be an affluent cafe on the beach side. And then we have the farm or / orchard, and then we have a little house. Fauna's house is in the woods, so we'll keep some trees there. And then we have the small neighborhood down at the front, and we'll have the shop close to the front edge in front of the museum. So I'll lay out some paths, so there'll be some basic track around the island, but I do want to keep a lot of it natural. I want this to be like the beach island you go visit on your vacation that's not really like overpopulated. So we're going to put the Able sisters down here somewhere towards the front. And then we'll probably put some more pathing nearby, but we'll figure all that out once we get the ability to terraform. This is just kind of a base layout so that I have an idea of what I'm going for. My focus is more community and interesting island than around anything Nook related. Labeling things like the farm so I don't forget what I wanted. If you're doing this challenge, how are you laying your island out since we have no ability to move houses later? Tell me in the comments. I'd love to see some other designs. I definitely want to visit some other No Nook islands because I'd love to trade with some. I'm gonna have to build a garage sale area, a little thrift shop sort of thing, so that we can have a nice place for trading. I'm not sure that I'll stick with these paths. They're just a rough idea. And I'm not sure about that dog bone shaped pond in the front center. It is just not really vibing for me. I may make it a nice lake in the forest, but we'll see. And then I had to figure out where I was going to put the campsite, because that thing takes up some space and it needs to be easily accessible. Because again, one bridge, no inclines. I do like that even in this game, if you trap your villagers on a different level, they don't necessarily get completely stuck. Like, they have a way to get out. I'm also deciding what cliff edges I might cut out when it comes time. I think I'm going to end up keeping that cliff corner, though. When I actually place the tent here later in the video, I do decide kind of that I like it where it's at space-wise. So I may end up not removing more of that cliff area. And then I decided where the rest of the villagers were going to go. I think I ended up going with one more villager. Like on the map, I think I placed one more villager than I needed, and so I ended up doing one more villager than I had to do. Oops. But it wasn't listed as a specific number, and I couldn't remember where we were stopping. I know we're trying to get to 5 stars in the end, though. Laying out again where I'm probably going to remove some cliffs because I want that path to open up, and I really want it to be kind of like an interesting secret path, so I'm not sure how I'm going to make that work, but we'll figure all that out. If you can hear, my dog is chuffing in the background. She just came back in from a walk, and she is mad because it's cold. It's so cold. At least I gotta put the campsite on the map because I may sleep before I actually place it. It's a pretty similar spot to where I have it on my OG island, but I actually have an orchard right in front of it and a farm in front of the orchard. That'll work. Pop the campsite down. And now we wait to see. Oh yeah, I bounced back and forth because the campsite has to be in just the right spot, and Animal Crossing doesn't like it when things center upright. Now we just wait to see if we get a new villager. Oh, it's fish tournament day. That's okay. We're about to make bank. Time to sell off all these fish. Unfortunately, I have tiny pockets and lots of things. Took me several trips to sell all these fish. It was absolutely worth it. And even though I'm not giving those bells to Nook, it will be important when it comes time to start filling out Harv's Island. On top of that, I'm tossing all those bells in the bank so that every month Nook has to pay me interest on what's in there. May not be much, but if it costs him money, it's worth it for the challenge. Once the challenge was over, I spent some time throwing some more decorations on the island, trying to see about making a thrift shop area or a garage sale area, something. I just know that fencing makes a big difference when it comes to the star counter, and so I wanted to use as much of that as I possibly could in various places. Thankfully, this is not a drop and never move. This is just a attempt to get the island to a certain number of stars so that I can later come back through and decorate. Of course, if I miss and toss things in the wrong spaces, it takes me twice as long. The nice thing is this also often gets you miles. And as you can see, we're trying to collect as many of those as possible. 1, for villager hunting later, and 2, for being able to get things to decorate the island with to get to that 5-star rating. There's a mole cricket. Those things are a pain in the butt to find. So I got it. Alright, fish side of the house is cleared. Mabel's back. And campsite time. Let's see who we got. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Alright. Well, at least we have an island hippo. We'll put him out here as the lighthouse keeper. Because that's my plan for this area anyway. Faith sent me a letter. Haven't been rosy for you lately. Ma'am, I built you a cute house in a cute neighborhood on a sweet little island. I mean, I know there's like branches everywhere and weeds, but we'll get there, boo. We'll get there. Let's go take care of... And Mabel's back. Alright. Time to build a shop. We already know where we're putting it, so let's plan it out. This took about 3 tries. And let's see, where are we at? Not too much going on. Okay, what else can we do? Oh yeah, let's sell some land. And we hunted and we got Kabuki. And then Flick came the next day. Which means I get to take care of this bulk of stuff. Which is fantastic because I have been piling up the wasps. Not so many other bugs because there's really not a good variety at this time of year. But the wasps, they'll make us some funds. So we sold, and we sold, and we sold. And we requested an art piece, but we sold. And then we sold another plot of land, and then we went hunting. And we were disappointed, and then we got a bamboo island. And I was thrilled. And we found a nice little cutie patootie to take home with us. We caught some cute conversations between our villagers. I'd ship it. Apparently she does too. We added some fencing around Nook's Cranny to hide it some more, and in other places. And we built the ship, and Red came back. And then we got 3 stars, which means it's time for a KK concert. Tom loses his mind. So we've hit our first real big goal for our No Nook Island, which is great. So now we can do the concert, and then we hit the struggle bus, because that's where we're going to have to grind for all the Nook miles we can possibly get to make it to a 5-star island. Why all the Nook miles? Well, we gotta buy a bunch of Nook Point stuff to decorate with, because otherwise we're just gonna keep popping balloons and throwing down randoms. And while the game gives you some decent gear, it's going to take a while to make anything that's Dream Island visitable. And I want this place to be cute. Congratulating him like he did any of that work. That's right. You better be talking to me, because I'm the one that did all of it. So, here's where we're at. We have our base buildings. We have our base villagers. We're going to fill out one spot out. Why? Because we have one spot left on the map to really place a house. I don't like having the little corner of my villager map section over there empty. So let's sell one more property. No, you can stop talking to me. I'm gonna get a Nook Miles ticket, because it's gonna be time to go island hopping. Now, I'm not spending more than 1 or 2 on these hunts, because I won't have the miles to do it. But I do want to find one more villager for the map to fill out the island and get things rolling. So that's where I'm stopping the video for today. In the next video, you'll get to see the KK concert, who I picked for the last villager on the island before anybody gets to move out, and how the rest of our 5-star hunt on the No Nook challenge goes here on Thriftabay. Thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you next time.